Welcome to Evolution in Controls. I'm your host, Tim Wilson. Thank you for joining us. Today is a special episode where we will be talking about a division within the Womack Group. The Womack Group is a distributor of motion control products and solutions, and the division we will be focusing on is the Systems Division. Responsible for engineering and manufacturing complete solutions, it's a multidiscipline group. Joining us today is Mr. Kevin Kampe, President of Womack Systems. Kevin, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Before we start talking about Womack Systems, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been with Womack and Systems Division?
Absolutely. So I've been with Womack a little over 29 years. So been here.
You started when you were 30?
Entire career. So came out of Texas A&M University and
right.
studied industrial distribution, and I've been with an industrial distributor for a little over 29 years.
Done every job from pushing the broom, rearranging chairs?
Started in sales and grew up through management and done a little bit of everything, and been responsible for the systems group for since about 2006.
Okay, all right. Is the, I want to know more about Systems Division, but you've been with them since 2006. Is that when it started, or had it been around before?
No, originally Mr. Womack started Womack Machine Supply in 1944, and he started as a custom machine builder, as a manufacturer really. Oh. That's really where we got our roots, and then as he continued to stock components and help his friends that were building machines and equipment, they started saying, "Hey Bob, can I buy a filter from you? Can I buy a cylinder from you?" And he thought to himself, this will make a pretty good business
here.
And so it started the distribution business. We always had that systems philosophy and that technology in our heart, and so we've had a systems business since that time. And it's grown substantially probably over the last 15 or 20 years as we've expanded territories and technologies.
Well, how big is it today? Let's talk a little bit about it. How big? What does it do?
Yeah, absolutely. So our largest facility is here in Farmers Branch, and so we have about 35,000 square feet of manufacturing facility here. Okay. We do hydraulic power units, high pressure test systems. We do electrical panels here as well, and custom assemblies. We also have a facility in Salt Lake City. It's about 15,000 square feet. They're about mirror images of one another. One's just a little bit smaller than the other.
In terms of technology and disciplines, capabilities?
Correct. And it probably is about 10 to 15% of the overall revenue, but a very, very vital part of the full solutions that we provide to customers.
Does it have its own sales group? Is it standalone, or is it incorporated? How does it function within the Womack Group?
Absolutely. Womack Systems is an LLC completely underneath the Womack Machine Supply umbrella. So it's an individual entity of itself that goes to market specifically through the entire Womack Group now. Basically the sales force is the existing sales team for both the Womack Group in South and in North, just providing custom solutions to our sales team. Engineers
as well as fabricators, you have designers. What kind of technologies are they dealing with?
Absolutely.
Only hydraulics?
No, so we have a full team of both mechanical and hydraulic engineers, as well as electrical and automation engineers as well. So we have both the disciplines for each, and then manufacturing and fabrication technicians for both technologies.
So why, you told us about why systems started, but why do we have systems today? It seems like every company has systems. Do we really need it today?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of distributors out there that are solely distributors, and they move a lot of boxes, they sell a lot of hardware. That's fantastic. We've always been a solution provider to our customer base. It's what we're known for, it's what our brand is. So our customers require it, and because we solve complex solutions, it always leads back to, well, it starts originally, where does the system start? Right. And so it'll start back to a power unit or to a system or to a panel. So it's something our customers have longed for. It's a need in the market. We do it really well, and so it's always been a part of who we are.
You do more than just power units, though.
We do. So it's hydraulic power units was the core of the business, and when you think about a hydraulic distributor, that's what you think about. We'll do pneumatic assemblies, we'll do custom electrical enclosures, we'll do high pressure test systems, and then we'll integrate all those technologies together into custom test stands. And so our real forte is when we can take multiple disciplines and technologies and put them together, and we think we do that kind of better than the competition.
So there's lots of people that build power units. There's lots of people that build systems. What sets us apart? Are there different standards? Is there different technologies? What what standards are we following that make us better?
Yeah, absolutely. So our facility here in Farmers Branch, it's an ISO 9001 facility. We just passed our audit. It's also an AS 9100 facility, so that gives us an aerospace specification and certification where we can do business in the aerospace arena, as well as having the ISO 9001 quality system as well. And so all of our systems follow that quality process, and we follow a gate process and throughout the life of a system. So it will go through a complete series of whether this starts with defining and reviewing the scope and making sure that the customer's expectations are being met, making sure all the drawings are done, all the bill of materials, all the schematics are correct before it's released to production. And then through production, there's a series of checks all the way up to a final quality inspection before it'll go out the door to a customer.
You know, you mentioned, in that answer, you mentioned aerospace. What kind of industries do you find that avail themselves of this? I'm guessing there's some customers that are not interested and some that are very interested. And does it vary market or segment by segment?
It does. It's primarily based on all aerospace markets and as well as defense. So defense, aerospace, whether we're talking about commercial airlines or military or even space exploration, that kind of all fits into that bucket. And then the rest is military. So that AS 9100 is something specific that not a lot of other competitors can offer, but it gives us a little bit of breadth, and we have a lot of that opportunity within our regions.
Do we have any technological advantages or products where, hey, we do this and not many other people are capable of doing that?
Yeah, I think what sets us apart, not only are we a manufacturer and a value-add provider of these systems, but because we're the Womack Group and we represent suppliers like Bosch Rexroth and Hydac and others, we can build a system with the best of the best. And so we utilize distributed components. That's really the niche. So if a customer comes to us and they want to use a Rexroth pump, they want to have a Hydac filtration, we put all that technology into our systems.
As you think back over, you've been with them since 2006, you said, with the Systems Group.
With the Systems Group,
Systems Group. What are some examples of systems that you think are at the pinnacle or near the pinnacle of what we do as systems?
Yeah, I think that we hit the mark there is with our test stand technology. So we've had a really great success in providing custom test stands for both some of our OEM accounts as well as user business, and that's where we can integrate all the technologies into one. So a lot of these systems will have an actual operator console, we'll have a unique RFID scanner that will scan in for a particular project. It will give them a custom screen. We're using data acquisition technology in the control system as well. And then we're using all the hydraulics to do a very intricate and kind of disciplined approach for testing, and then records all that data for an OEM. So if they have any warranty issues or anything in the field, they're using our system to kind of test those products.
So you'd build something that would include the mechanical enclosure, the mechanical connections, if there was fixturing involved in whatever it was that you were testing, maybe a cartridge valve from a diesel engine. You'd do the fixturing and all of that.
Absolutely. If the customer can imagine it and we can kind of design it and put it together, we'll do it. If it's something that's outside of our scope and maybe it gets a little more into installing a piece of equipment on a production floor, we may look for some help for some other individuals, but building equipment, we have customers that come in and do a factory acceptance test. We can do testing here and really provide a full solution ready to be installed.
That's a good point. What roadblocks do we have? What are things that we can't do or maybe we don't want to do?
I think when you look at the whole technology of motion control, if it falls in that bucket, we're really good at that. When you get to the far right of complete machine design, we need force and speed, torque and speed, or we need a series of functions of the machine. We don't create that functionality. We don't identify that it's going to take this much force to raise this table. But if customer will give us those specifications, then we can design to that. What is also unique, which we've had for a very long time, is our performance guarantee. If our customer gives us force and speed, torque and speed in a specific scope, we will give them a system that is going to do that job. And if we don't, we'll give them our money back or we build a new system. It doesn't happen very often, but we try to eliminate the risk for customers and say, look, the only risk you have is maybe a time delay if something should go wrong. It very, very rarely, if ever, happens, but we have that.
Okay. Well, over the last year, as you know, the environment for the Womack Group has changed. A year ago, we merged with, integrated, acquired the Morrell Group, and we're now working as one company. How does that change the future outlook for us?
It's fantastic. So the Morel Group had multiple systems facilities as well, or similar to Womack Systems. So we've been integrating and talking and sharing best practices. And so now we have multiple facilities, multiple subject matter expertise and knowledge base for different systems. So we like to actually build the systems where the best possible technology is located. And so now we can provide more product offering and deeper knowledge in some systems by utilizing all of the organization together.
So what does the next 5 years look like? What do you think, if we got back together 5 years from now, what would you be saying has changed over the last 5 years for Womack Systems?
I think if you look at the technology that's coming to the market and the pace of technology, our systems group incorporates as much of that as possible as customers would be aware of.
E-Lion, stuff like that?
So electric drives and also sensor technology and diagnostics and the IoT technology actually on systems. So, we can monitor these systems anywhere in the world. That's not particularly current technology, but as things continue to evolve, you've got flow sensors that are working ultrasonically and things that we didn't think we would have in the past. We're incorporating all those into our systems today. So I think you're going to see technology advancement within the systems, and then just the growth and scale of having the ability to do this in 4, 5, 6 different locations.
And you mentioned IoT. That's not something that we talked about in here, but you think the Internet of Things is going to have an impact on the systems? Is that going to be generally incorporated over the next 5 years?
So from the industrial side of the business, it's not new news. It's been going on for a long time. And I think on the hydraulic side, it's kind of slowly continued to be adopted. We still like to meet the customer where they are, but introduce them to new technology. And IoT is certainly nothing new, but getting around the IT systems for most customers is sometimes a challenge. And so we'll continue to offer solutions. One of the things that we do with customers is, this is what you're trying to accomplish. We can give you scenario A, B, and C. We can do it in a multidisciplinary approach and kind of meet you where you are. So I think it'll continue to evolve, and we'll try to continue to push the envelope and inspire our customers to do more than they ever thought possible. That's what we do, and that's what we're all about.
Maybe we'll get together in 5 years and see how the past has been and what we're looking at in the next 5 years.
I'll be up for that. That'd be great.
Kevin, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim.
To learn more about the Womack Group and their systems and solutions, visit womackmachine.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Evolution in Controls on whatever platform you use for podcasts or on YouTube for a video version so you can be updated when we release new episodes. Thank you again for joining us today. I'm Tim Wilson, and remember, keep moving.